are on. Perfect. Hello, Periscope world. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. I want to thank you all for joining, and those of you who are catching the replay, I want to welcome you all. Hi, nice to see all of you. I am Marjorie Phoenix. I'm the author of the book, Who the Hell Do You Think You Are? It's a memoir about going from an upper middle class stay-at-home mom to becoming homeless and penniless in 24 hours, and my year-and-a-half fight. And so we have that, and I'm also the founder of the Forgotten Women's Project, which is an organization devoted to survivors of domestic abuse. Hello from Ohio. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Listen, I just wanted to do a quick scope. Usually when I come on, I'm not on for very long. I just have some words of encouragement or something that I want to share with you, and it's the why me. And it's usually the question that we ask when we're going through something painful in our lives. We're going through some trauma, we're going through some loss, and I know oh too well how that feels. I was stripped of absolutely everything. And not only did I have to fight an abusive ex-husband and fighting for my child and fighting for my dignity, but I was also trying to survive. I was working 2 minimum wage part-time jobs. I was on welfare. I was eating from church pantries. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to survive from week to week, month to month. And for a year and a half, it was a struggle. But for a year and a half, I saw all of these clues that I was supported and that God was with me during that time. And in the very beginning, I started crying out and I wondered, why me? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? It's enough that I was jailed, that I am away from my child, that I can barely survive. I'm trying to keep my sanity. I mean, all of these things were compounding. It was like compounding trauma. And I kept asking, why me? Because I honestly did not know if I would survive something like this. It was like someone came and pulled the rug of my life from up under me. And I don't know if anyone here has ever experienced anything like this in their lives before, where their life has just been turned off its axis. And you look around and you can't even recognize your world. You don't even recognize yourself. And I kept asking, why me? Why me? Why me? But that wasn't the question I should have been asking. It was, what is the lesson here? Angels of Song, very similar. We all have gone through stuff, and you can't live this life without going through some stuff. Many people don't survive it. There are women that I have met in this journey that are addicted to painkillers or need medication to wake up, to go to sleep, or drinking to numb the pain, and they're just lost after experiencing abuse and after going through a very contentious and hostile divorce with an abuser. And one of the things that I realized for me that I had to do was that I had to stop looking outward. I had to stop pointing the finger, and I had to go inward. I had to spend time with God and see what it was that He had planned for this. Because the night that I spent in jail, I was sitting on a cot on the floor because the women's area was just so crowded. I was on the floor. And I felt it in my being, in my spirit. I felt that God was going to do something with this. Now, I didn't know what. I didn't know when. I couldn't even think about that. But there was just something inside of me instinctively that just told me something is going to come of this. And then when the decision was made to write my book, it was clear in that message. It was a spiritual message that was given to me that this book is not about you. I didn't want to share my story. I was humiliated. I was broken. I didn't want people to know what was going on privately, what had gone on. But there were bigger plans than I could have ever imagined. And I wrote that book. And from that, I started to see where the purpose was. The answer was given. Why me? When this Saturday, I had the opportunity to stand in a room in front of maybe 50, 60 women, and I shared my story. And it was so powerful that there were women in that audience that were sitting quietly with their own pain. They were sitting quietly in their story of abuse. And my story was the opportunity for them to come forward and realize what was happening. And so it's instances like that. It's instances where I bring women together during my retreats. And these women start to get stronger and they're empowered from our time together. It's where God is showing me all of these different ways that I can use the situation that I went through, the experience that I went through, in order to help other women. So I want you to know, if you're going through something in your life, don't ask, why me? Why not you? Because it could be for such a time as this that you are chosen. It could be such a time as this that there is a plan for your pain, that there is a purpose for your pain, and there is. You have to be willing to do the work, to become aware of it, to spend that time asking the right questions, to connect with God, to realign your spiritual compass so you know which direction to go. And you can be quiet and still so you can hear the voices, so you can hear the prompting that will lead you to your purpose, that will lead you to the answer of why me. I hope that has blessed you and encouraged you in some way today. And I want you to know there are two ways. I have some exciting news. There are two ways you can connect with me. Next month, I'm having my Writer's Workshop. It's the Art of New Beginning Writer's Workshop, where I take you through a visualization exercise to help you gain some clarity. And it's on my website. You can see a video of how it's done, and I did it at my last retreat. If you go to MarjoriePhoenix.com and you click on Writer's Workshop, and so you can register for that, and we have 2 of those we're offering in August. And then also in September, the New Beginnings Retreat. Beautiful Beverly Beach, Florida, in a private condominium overlooking the ocean. This is my second retreat. I am so excited about bringing women together again this year, September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Every woman will have their own private suite, private bathroom. We'll have a luxurious kitchen where we're going to be able to cook organic and clean foods together. We have a prayer room. We're going to meditate by the ocean. We're going to spend time in fellowship and supporting one another. And we're going to do the practices for self-care, self-love, and self-healing, and develop those rituals and disciplines in our lives. I am so excited about that. You can find that at MarjoriePhoenix.com. And you can reach out to me everywhere on social media as Marjorie Phoenix. Don't be afraid. Just connect with me. I'll be happy to get to know you better and tell you more about all the work that I am doing. So as I always end my broadcast, I want you to go out and change the world. Thanks for joining today. Bye-bye.